ngiyeka masango abese ngidala noma yini ngifuna uthando kudala ndilindiwe ndimane ngithi ndisendleleni ngiseduze abe ngidliwa yikwababa ngimane ngiswela amazwi okumtshela imizwa yami ngihlezi ngicabanga ngalosuku esizodibana ngalo ngizokubheka kanjani awebori ekwathi mfana qinito lo musukusabange kuphikisa inhliziyo wavela umtshele njengendoda ukhiphe konke kusenhlizweni ngoba ixesha selihambile Imilo, usangikhumbula Ngizwile bathi uthando liyamshintsha umuntu Bathi uthando liyamveza umuntu Imilo, isesengu Ngizwile bathi uthando liyamshintsha umuntu Bathi uthando liyamveza umuntu Into ayiyo Imilo
Hey guys, welcome to your favorite late night sessions. Thank you so much for joining us today. So in this week's Touchdown Thursdays, we're rounding up the lovely month of June and we're chilling and spilling some beans with a very talented and seasoned actor and entrepreneur, Mr. Dumisani Mbebe. Welcome.
Thank you, Bean, for having me, and hello to everyone who's listening.
It's a pleasure having you here. So, where does this chat find you today? How is your day been? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's an off day, which is something I don't even know how it was possible for me to be off when I'm actually shooting two shows at the same time. So I'm actually grateful for today. Now I can rest and just some downtime, and recuperate.
And we're here bothering you, getting you to talk about work again.
I really don't mind,
Awesome stuff. It's really lovely having you today. So I'd like you to give us a bite size into who Dumisani is. But before we do that, is it possible for you to round yourself off to the nearest 3 words, just so that you paint a picture for us who Dumisani is?
I'd go for a phrase,
Okay.
What you see is what you get, but you don't always get what you see. Trust me.
Okay. Twisted, but I get it. Twisted, but I get it.
Yeah.
So how did you get into acting originally? Was this always the plan, or did you have a 9 to 5 put aside? Because you're African, and African parents always want you to have a solid something that you're doing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always been that child who's curious about stuff, and I never really knew what it is that I wanted to do. That is until there was a television in my village in some shop. So we would go there, walk for about maybe a kilometer or 2 just to go and watch the black and white television set. And we would be watching your High Chapara, which is Western movies. And I was like, no, man, I like this.
I would like to do this.
I would really love to do this. And I was still young then, I think I was 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time I got to high school, high school during our time was actually, from grade 10 to grade 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So by the time I went to high school, there were plenty of television sets in town, and I was like, yeah, and you know what? what I
That's where I
really
want to
wanted to
be.
do. This is what I want to do. And I already started, doing research about what is it that one has to study. And I realized, okay, it's like, all right, drama, UCT. And then I started looking at all these institutions. And
Hmm.
yeah, I applied. And yeah, like they say, the rest
The
is
rest is
history.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, your work speaks for you. I mean, you don't have to say much. You've been in this for the longest time. You're basically a
Only.
legend. So, who or what would you say inspired this journey in the industry? Was there a specific person or experience that you would credit in helping you decide that, okay, definitely I'm going for this. I would love to be this kind of person. And how long have you been at it actually?
Yeah, when you say, legend, and I'm like, oh, it only feels like I just started, I've been in the industry now for straight up, 22, 23 years, but
Wow.
it doesn't feel like that at all, you know.
Mm, mm,
Listen, I mean, when I was at UCT, I think, I'm not sure what year it was, but we were, busy with our exams, like practicals. And one of the guys that I always looked up to, someone who I modeled myself around,
mm-hmm.
was Usilo Mankekancube.
Oh, yes.
And he was invited by the drama school, UCT, to be one of the examiners. And I was like, yo, this guy, I took pictures with him. And
Mm,
I could feel that, you know what, I'm actually getting closer to where I want to be, you know.
mm,
And of course, there's other people that I looked up to. But one guy that I looked up to, and I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is the bar. It was really Silo Magekancube. And yeah,
mm.
yeah, yeah, still is.
Still is. Still is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's one of the greats. I totally agree. He's one of the greats.
yeah.
So you're also an entrepreneur, yeah? What would you say, what have you learned as an actor that helped you as an entrepreneur and vice versa?
A little bit of background to in terms of my like academics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I the first few years after matric, after having turned down by UCT, rejected and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
I sat 2 years at home, because I was still young. I finished my matric when I was about to turn 16. You know,
Okay.
so I sat 2 years at home until my cousin brother successfully, convinced me to study Bachelor of Arts in Education.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, because I was thinking, my dream is fading away, so I may as well just have something.
Yeah, yeah.
So you are talking to someone who's actually like studied, I majored in English, I majored in psychology, I majored
Mm.
in education, of course. So uh, you can understand now, the moment I started acting, the other thing that I do well is to design, you know, and implement training programs, which is like within the industry,
Oh, nice.
because
Mm.
I guess that's what that teaching comes quite nice and handy, because now
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to design such programs,
Yeah.
where my company trains. It's practical oriented, because our industry is not is nothing short of doing. We are always doing something,
Yeah, yeah.
so we our target is, of course, like the rural disadvantaged kids who can't afford to pay tuition fees, Goma Vets, UCT or any other tertiary institution,
Yeah.
and of course there are some that are like that are based in like suburbs but still can't afford the monies. So that's the kind of program, the business of my company revolves around that. That is over and above, of course, producing independent movies.
Nice. So
Yeah.
basically, you're an entrepreneur in the same field that you're passionate
In
about.
the
So
same
it makes it
in the
very.
same field, yeah, in the same field, yeah. I wouldn't want to throw myself in the deep and start talking. Hey, no, I'm a builder. Hey, I'm suddenly a entrepreneur now.
You'd
So
be
I'm
in
like,
over your
I'm
head.
comfortable. I'm comfortable in my field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. No, I really appreciate that. Like going out there, outreaching and getting that talent from other people who
Yes.
wouldn't necessarily be able to attend the acting schools or the arts schools,
Oh
but
yes.
they
Oh
have
yes.
the talent. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and the
I
best feeling ever is to bump into one of our graduates when I'm actually on set, and I'm thinking, yeah, no, man, that's that's my work right there.
That's
That's my
my
work
word.
right
I
there.
did that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that must be a nice feeling.
Feels good.
So what would you say currently are the biggest triumphs or the biggest challenges actually of the South African film industry that you've come across in your decades of work?
Whew. I mentioned I mentioned how it was difficult for me to get to UCT, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, I literally forced my way into the drama school because I received a letter from admissions that I was admitted. But then when I went to drama school, they said, no, I'm on the waiting list. And I was like, no, there's no way that I'm going to be on the waiting list. Here's a letter that says I've been admitted,
Yeah.
you know? So I overcame that. And trust me, whatever challenges that in practice the film industry can throw towards myself, they are nothing close to what I had to go through even before I got to to actually train to be an actor.
Mm.
But that said, of course, I think that the one of the biggest challenge that we are facing in this country is that it has become so glossy, in so much that real actors, are footnoted, you know. They are given a backseat, and you have personalities that look beautiful on social media and everything like that, and they are given them, like, they are being prioritized because people now don't want to make television, they want to make beautiful television. and
Mm.
and and I'm thinking, then we are no longer like making television now. We are just making it
It's no longer
for
about the talent, it's now
it's
just
no
the
longer about the
aesthetics and
craft. Yeah, it's no longer about the craft,
mm.
and I think alongside that would, of course, remuneration. I think actors can actually get paid better. Maybe not even
Mm,
better,
mm,
but
mm.
actors need to be paid what they are worth.
Yeah,
Otherwise, if you don't have the budget, why make television?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. That's a painful one, though. That's
It
a
is
painful
painful.
one.
I mean, that's why you have some actors. Well, I mean, across the entertainment industry, you have
Mm,
artists, dying as paupers, and people. Um, the I think our audiences as well need to be educated.
mm-hmm.
In terms of how the television industry works. They see me on TV, and as they see me on TV, I die, and there's no money to
Mm-hmm.
bury me. They're like, no, but this guy is on TV. Well, how is he? How is it that they don't have money to bury him?
Yeah.
But in actual fact, they are probably seeing a project that I shot 2 years ago. I mean, for example, now there's a movie that's coming out on Showmax and BET. This is a movie I shot in 2020. And it's only now that it's actually getting a home. But when people see that movie, they're gonna think, "Oh, Dumisani is moneyed.
Yeah,
Dumisani is
they'll think
loaded."
it's a current project.
Yes, they will think it's a current thing, but it's not a current thing, you know. But if Dumisani made his money in 2020, and when the movie gets licensed somewhere else, Dumisani still makes money off that movie, then we would be talking a different story. I think now that's where now we're talking, you know, royalties. That's
I
where we're
assumed
talking.
that's how it works.
No, that's not how it works. I mean, that's why we are talking, Performers Amendment Act,
Yeah.
you know, and it's still not happening.
I mean that's the only right way it should work. I mean, every way that your work appears, you should get the word for it, get paid for it.
No, I mean, if you, this one will never be forgotten. You know, Generation 16, when all 16 actors of the original generations were fired.
Yeah.
That is what they were fighting. I mean, it's I think it's, I mean, local producers and of course broadcasters are always preaching, the idea, should I say, the ideal of producing world, standard, productions. And my question is, why can't we then, also abide by the rules, the international rules, which is, I mean, international actors get paid all these things. Royalties, there's no talk around royalties. It's a standard.
Yeah.
A standard, element. I mean, repeat fees are like a standard element. Now, why are we producing world, standard material, yet we are not being treated as such?
Why are we only obeying part of the rules, and then when it comes to the money part, now we have to make discussions and adjustments. Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. But I guess for me, we just people, in our industry just need to understand which tree, to bark. If you are talking royalties, who do you talk to? If you are talking repeat fees, who do you talk to? Because rather unfortunately, for like, in part, for the Generation 16, is that some of the demands were made to the producer, and the producer is actually hired to deliver on the product. They do not have a right to say, repeat generations so many times. That is a channel, that's the broadcaster's decision. And in terms of royalties, we people need to be informed that it's not the producer who is selling the product. It is the broadcaster, because the broadcaster is the sole owner of the product.
Yeah.
Unless of course we are talking an independently produced show, then you
can talk to the producer.
Then you can talk to the producer and say, royalties, because I can see that you licensed the show to another platform. It's these are the things that we find ourselves, are fighting in the industry, and from an informed perspective, it's stuff that we should not even be having a fight over. It should be a standard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should just go without saying. I mean, I did the work. You're spreading my work, so you're getting something for my work. So why can't I, the main person in the work, get something too?
Yes.
Yeah,
because, I mean, the only thing that we should be talking about, discussing, should be percentage. That's what it is. It should never be about whether I should be getting paid or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Wow. Okay, that's a challenge. That really is a challenge. That makes a lot of sense why a lot of artists end up, or a lot of people in the industry end up dying poor, or end up, just being forgotten or falling through the cracks. I think this is it, and it needs to
It's
change.
I mean, it's even worse when it's an artist on artist. Like
Mm.
you have an artist who started, you know, who started like young as well, and when they actually get established, and then suddenly they are the ones that are actually now exploiting other artists.
Oh yeah, no.
It's. I mean, I woke up this morning. I know it could be like it could be an allegation, but it's already out there on social media. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, DJ somebody having to sue Casper because the a song that they produced together
Together.
was used in a Vodacom advert, and that deal was worth 5 million. Now, I mean,
Oh
why do such easiest standard clauses? I mean, why should they go to court? I mean, just pay up, you know.
yeah, I mean, if a song involves three people, then pay the three people when you make a
Yes,
deal with the
it's it's
song.
it's royalties. It's
Yeah.
royalties. I mean, that's what you. I mean, how do you get paid 5 million from a song? I mean, alone, but you're not you're not sharing the
You don't
proceeds
even
with
think to
some.
share.
No.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with this film industry. We
Mm.
actually put in a lot of work, and once that show is actually being sold somewhere else, surely the first people that you should think of are the people that actually made the show.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
mean, whether you like it or not, we are the faces of the project. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how many people watch a show that they don't even think, like, I mean, it's not because they had it's a good show, but because they saw Dumisani's face in the show. They think, oh yeah, we
They're
know
like, yeah,
Dumisani's
we,
face, so
we need to
let's go
watch
and
this.
watch this.
Yeah. So why not pay Dumisani? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense,
it
but
doesn't make sense. It's a
it's
no-brainer, but it is what it is.
yeah. I'm hoping that it soon becomes factored into law.
Yeah. I mean, the
Of the
first step is
country.
talking about it. The more people talk about it, the more we're hoping that these people that are doing these things will be ashamed and change their ways.
That's the
So,
thing. They don't have no shame. Those ones.
uh,
They have no
we
shame.
need to
They
find
just
another approach.
Yeah. No, we need to find another approach,
Mm.
and we can't always doy about everything.
Yeah, no, no.
Like simple stuff that can be sorted. I mean, people need to understand these things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they need to understand these
That's
things.
true. So when it comes to acting and picking out your roles, do you have boundaries? Is there certain roles where you're like, this one is beyond me? Like, I cannot, or like, do you get typecast a lot? Like, what's that kind of situation like for you?
It's I wish I was in a position where I get to choose what role I play.
Mm.
You know, I wish I couldn't be. I wish I could be picky like that. But in as much as people see me on TV, but there aren't so many roles that are available out there in terms of like projects, new projects, and everything like so. Now you find yourself in a situation where you are sitting with five scripts
Mm. And you're
um,
like, which one
and
do
you're
I
like thinking,
take?
okay, which one should I take? Which one should I take?
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm shooting two shows.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make it work because it goes back to what I said in terms of I wish actors would be paid what they are worth,
What they're
because
worth.
if one show paid me good money, paid me what I'm worth, there was gonna be no need for me to try and like
To be
split
juggling.
myself
Yeah.
between, like, juggle myself between the two shows.
Mm.
So and every opportunity that presents itself, and you are able to come on board, you just jump on it.
Mm.
And no, I've been lucky enough not to be typecast, but play relatively different roles,
Yeah.
which is quite something I appreciate, because
Yeah.
being typecast, what happens when there are no other roles? I mean, what if there are no other projects that have a character that that is typical of the characters that you play? Then that
Yeah.
means you're
Yeah.
going to be left out in the cold.
That's true.
Mm.
That's true. So does it ever affect you when you like does it ever affect you personally when you play or explore a dark character?
Um, um, it's understanding the psychology of understanding the psychology of the character, and of course the psychology of the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for me, I mentioned earlier that I majored in psychology. So
Mm, mm,
so
mm,
so it's being able to understand, where does the psychology of the actor begin, and where does it end, and where does the psychology of the character starts, and where it actually ends. So
mm.
yeah, no, I've never really had that challenge at all.
Okay, so you've been lucky. Because
Yeah,
I would
sometimes you
imagine
study.
playing a dark person is like oh like I'd imagine it's turmoil inside. But then you have a bonus in your pocket. You can handle the
Yes,
feelings and the emotions and everything. So
I always go and tap onto that.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So we are raving and ranting and going crazy over Savage Beauty currently right now.
Oh yeah, oh, Savage Beauty.
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for the stellar work. We appreciate it. It's everything that we deserve.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, to you guys for showing the love to the show.
Yes, yes. No, we
Yeah.
love it. We are here for it. We love it. So, what are the differences, if any, or similarities that you share with Donovan Pengu? Or let's even throw it way back with Dumisani Shabani on Generations. Like, I want to know. Is there any truth over there?
there's I mean, if there are any, similarities,
Mm-hmm.
it would be, when it comes to business, I'm a staunch business person.
Okay.
I'm quite firm when it comes to businesses
Mm-hmm.
and business dealings. Of course, like above board businesses, unlike Don Bengu, who is, you know,
Who's shady and
running a
doing
shady business.
exactly?
And yeah, a family man, of course,
Mm.
yeah, who would do anything for his kids. I mean, it's always great to find myself doing stuff on television that I would never do in real life, because somehow it gives you that kick, that,
You
oh yeah,
get to
I've done it.
experience it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let me just dip my toe and then I'm done with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so I mean somehow you kinda release whatever dormant behavioral pattern that is socially unacceptable, but it's acceptable when you do it as a character on television. So you covered.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. So, to what extent would you say your own personal experiences have influenced, or you actually rather your experiences in the film and in film industry have influenced your character, be it in your personal space, be it in your future projects or projects that you've worked on lately? How would you say those have influenced your transition through the phases of life, be it from boyhood to manhood, or just in the society that you lived in, or in your society that you're raised in or currently live in?
Yeah, no, listen, for some reason, I mean, people always talk about, art, imitating life, and life imitating art.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that simple. I actually think it goes both ways.
Mm.
Life, influence. I wouldn't say imitates. I would say influences art, and then art, of course, influences life.
Mm.
So um, that is why people say, oh, Dumisani, the way Dumisani played that role, his experience shows. Now that experience could of course be could of course be from like real life situations, and that experience I can draw from the experience that I actually gathered, from all these other, projects within the arts. So there's a cross pollination there. There's a cross pollination there, you know. So it's never really about art imitating life or life imitating art.
Rather influencing.
It's influence. I'd say influence.
No,
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, no, listen, it's sometimes you look at a character and you don't. I mean, after all these years I've been in this industry, I get a new character breakdown, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I get a headache in terms of how am I going to portray this guy, because he's different to all these other characters that I've played. But I gotta find him. I gotta go to a place where I've never been to before.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of respect that actors need to give to each and every role that they played. You can't just say, oh, cut and paste. Oh, this character, I think if I play him like I played Don Bengu, then that's it. No ways.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
So were there ever moments where you felt like, I can't, this is not working out, I want to quit, this industry is just not doing it for me?
There were times when I started off when I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for me to explore the field of education, in which I have a qualification. But it never crossed my mind that, like a thought of quitting the industry. No, never. But it's teaching for me is like what I would call something I would fall back into, And remember that I've never taught in my life. I never taught in my life.
You learned how to teach, but you
never I learned how to teach, and my last year of training, straight from graduating, I went to UCT. So I never went to class and taught.
We still need to see that side of you. We're waiting.
No, but I'm doing it. I get to do it. In my through my training programs.
I guess you do it subconsciously. It just comes.
Yeah.
It just comes with what you're doing, and that's nice, because then everything works together. It's just a fluid motion. All your achievements and all your qualities that you've gathered over the decades just come together and work together like a puzzle.
That's what happens.
That must be nice. Like, I can imagine you're living a nice life. Like, it's very fulfilling, right? It's very fulfilling. It sounds very fulfilling.
It is. I mean, at least I don't feel like I've wasted the whole 4 years, studying something that is not helping me in any way in my life,
Yeah. So I take it you're also going to instill that kind of those are the same principles you're going to instill in your kids. You also and be behind whatever it is they're passionate about in that aspect, right?
I do. I'm already doing that. I mean, my son is into music, and I support him all the way,
We love that. You're not telling him to be a lawyer so that he can do on law and do music by the side.
I mean, I all I do is recommend. I recommended to him that he studies mining engineering. Just as something to so that if his music is not making as much money, at least. I mean, as an artist, like as a musician, you are able to in fact, the best time that they actually work is at night when it's nice and quiet. They actually go to the studio and record. So during the day, someone can just go and be like and do mining engineering, and
But I guess you
you
also suggested that for him because you also noticed certain
yes, I
qualities in
understand.
him that would support that career.
Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Lovely.
yeah.
No, I just had to be clear on that. So
Of course, yeah.
congratulations and props to you, Father of the Year. So on a lighter note, on days like today, when you're not working, when you're not in front or behind the camera, how do you unwind and just rebalance your personal and your work life and just show some self-love to yourself?
Some people would think I'm actually like a workaholic, and to a certain level, I am. You know, I you know, I realized closer to the time that, oh my word, this interview is about to start. I was about to start the fire now, get the fireplace going,
Yeah.
and tune into horse racing channel.
Oh.
I love horse racing, and if there's a good horse to bet on, I put my money on it, and I'm like, oh yes, here we go, adrenaline rush time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't get out much, especially during the week. I mean, my days are like, my fun days are like Sundays. That's why you know,
Mm,
I wouldn't mind, you know, um, being on set every day, but give me my Sunday so
the
that I can just
Sunday.
go and
Mm,
chill, let my head down, and that's my
mm,
me time,
mm.
and it for some reason it helps me, re recalibrate, recuperate at the same time, and like just re-energize,
Mm,
and
mm.
I know that I actually burn a lot of energy, but for some reason it feels like I'm actually re-energizing because I'm using that energy on something totally different to what I usually used on during the week.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I know you're probably not allowed to preempt a lot, but what projects are you currently working on?
I'm currently working on two projects. They are both SABC.
Mm-hmm.
They are in principal shooting as is. Another one is a telenovela. Another one is a drama series. I'm wrapping that up in
Mm-hmm.
August. And next month, July, before I wrap that up, I'm taking on another television show in
Mm.
which is shooting in Cape Town. I do that between the 18th and the 2nd of. It's a very nice show. It's a very nice show. I love it because it's me. It's Dumisani.
Okay.
It's Dumisani in a television show. And I think it's one of those shows that I feel we need in the country. I mean, given
Mm.
the lot that people go through on a daily.
Yeah.
And then on the in August, I'm also taking on another role in a telenovela. Yeah, so it's
So
quite
we should be looking out for you a lot.
quite it's quite a hectic schedule. So
Yeah.
I'm glad the other show has nothing to do with acting. So I don't have to be like trying to figure out, oh, which character is this one. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, now that we're on that, I've always wanted to know. For example, in Generations, you use your real name. Do you suggest that, or who says okay, let's stick to Dumisani? And is it easier for you to be called Dumisani on set since you're already Dumisani?
Oh, it's pure coincidence.
Okay.
Pure coincidence, because I mean, writers write, and then once they've written, characters have already been created, characters
Mm.
have already been given names, and then actors come in to audition, and I just happen to play all these Dumisanis because I mean I played Dumisani on Backstage. I played
Yeah.
Dumisani on Generations, of course, and then played Sizwe. Oh yeah, yeah. So it's coincidence. It's
It's
coincidence.
coincidence.
Yeah,
And how is
no,
it for you
yeah,
being called
yeah. It's
being called
coincidence.
by your name on set?
Ah, you know,
Does
it
does
makes
it
it.
attach
it
you tighter to the character? Or
no, it doesn't. I think the only time it gets confusing is when I'm just like walking or doing some shopping, and then someone screams, "Hey, Dumisani!" And then I respond, I'm thinking, where do I know this guy
do we
from?
know each other? Or
And then it turns out that, oh no, they're not talking to me as Dumisani. They're talking to me, Dumisani, the character.
ah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, awesome stuff. So, what advice would you give to the younger Dumisani if you were to meet him? You, the younger you, if you're to meet him starting out in the industry, compared to the seasoned Dumisani that you are now, having gathered all this experience that you have.
I, there's really, given the circumstances in which I started,
Mm,
there's just definitely nothing better a younger Dumisani could ever do. There's definitely nothing. I would say to him, if it's not broken, why change it?
mm,
You know, why change it? Because I mean, it's uh, um you know you 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 build a reputation.
mm-hmm.
You can't just jump to the top.
Yeah, yeah,
And I've become this reputable actor because of how I started. Like
yeah,
building, like starting on this Smoranyana role, and then like a medium role to bigger roles, and then many producers started, thinking, yeah, no, you know what, we can entrust bigger roles, to this
mm,
guy, and this guy can be a pillar, of our show.
yeah.
And I really wouldn't change anything. I
You really
understand
wouldn't
that.
change anything,
I
yeah.
think the only advice I would give to my younger self would be patient, young man. Be patient.
Mm,
Yeah, be
mm.
patient. Yeah.
Running is not getting there.
No, no.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to other young aspiring creatives who maybe look up to you and want to be where you are now?
Take direction. If you take direction, you are good.
Mm,
Because whether you like it or not, the only person who understands the bigger picture of the show is the director.
yeah.
Yes, bring whatever it is that you are bringing on the table in terms of what you are offering, in terms of like how you are interpreting the role, but take direction.
Yeah.
Because
Be open to be led.
yes, be open to be led and respect that character. If
Mm,
you respect that character, trust me, my brother, you are good.
mm,
Trust
mm.
you, my sister, you are good.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. This was
Thank you.
a gem of a conversation. Thank you for your nuggets of wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank
We
you for
really
having me.
appreciate having you here today, and we look forward to seeing more of you on our screens. We are super excited for all the work that you're yet to put out, and we're very appreciative of all the work that you've already put out. So, yeah, keep at it and stay awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, this one.
Thank you so much. Take care and have
All
a
right.
lovely remainder of the day.
All right. You too, man.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to that lovely catch up that we just did with Dumisani Mbebe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The track at the beginning of the episode is Yemilo by Amos, and I'm leaving you guys with Stimela by Player T from his latest project titled 9/11. Do check it out. It's available on Audio Mac and SoundCloud. I hope you all ended your June on high, happy notes and stepped into a beautiful and lovely and blessed July. Thank you so much, guys, for your continued support. Stay blessed, stay beautiful. From your being with the biggest love.
made monsters, trying to reach for the stars, but they ain't wanna hear me when I'm conscious. They just rather hear a couple pace artists. I'm rapping, but the shit they ain't far from. I'm down in the belly of the beast, city of gold. Got me praying on my knees. It's a dog eat dog, I see blood in the streets. Dirty money, blood money, paying the police, and we be trying to feed our daughters, head across borders, tossing and turning them foreign lands that we trying to be a part of. My niggas pulling heists, 25 to life, forgot about price. It's all about the price, the champagne life, stay creams for the night. I'm talking about the summer, they ain't tricking if you got it. That's a Josie life, ain't really seen nothing, dead bodies and a problem. It ain't enough that we struggle. Came from a country where the government corrupt. Rich getting richer while the poor it in dust. Damn, a lot of money ain't enough money. Some of folks it ain't about money. I'm a long lost patriot, a little bit of hatred. Black on black violence, my people separated. Modern day slavery, the city kinda made this. I still can't fathom why my father fought the struggle for me to end up here. Story of aquatic where they're mining for gold. Fake asylums, I gotta set the narrative right. Already told them, we got land, bought a jumping soap, we get paid. My lighter, that's the grand smuggling route, the lucrative proof. All I speak is the truth, I take a loss is to give the people positive fruit.
Lace up in your tie suit, it's going down. Listen as the devil provide the rules. It's hell on earth, trying to get to heaven for higher views. God's watching me channel those higher views. Upload my life like a subscribe. A story only I can decide. You couldn't liken the vibe. Joe Hustlberg couldn't find another word to match the feelings. Sky's the limit, the only option when you don't have the ceiling. Shelter and water, stay in school the way they taught us. Until it's time to make a move and separate the water. Drop, fly, jump across the border to get here. Praying it works. Across the water, it's damn near heaven on earth. Wonder how they live. Where I'm from, can't imagine what the how train is. Carry my dreams, it's still mad. It's hamba ngamalash. Indoti mele izvimbele. Thathela amachance ungesafane jethu wangu wasichiyande. Can't you see vangwisaka jeda jirambe. Regati manye. We just need to plan better. Hustle in my blood like an ancestor. You see it's hereditary. My father is dead and buried, but lives through me. I built a home in the cemetery. She money, but I'm running Josie in spirit. Can't wait to visit his grave and let him know that we did it. But for now we grind. I go for mine, land all across the city at the crossroads yet again. And to end, 34 ways. Got a little spot taking orders in. No, I'm munching on my end. Beggars not choosers. Looking for change till my cup runneth over. Chip that I carry, Nick Conor McGregor shoulders. That mean I wonder what's gonna get me first, the virus or the vaccine.